There's a lot of different ways that I think people can change the world every single day, and I want them to believe that that's possible. Spread Goodness Day is an event that I created to invite the whole world to do one good thing on this one day to show the absolute impact of our actions that we have as individuals to change the world. That became my commitment to the world, is that I'm going to change the world and I'm going to do it with goodness. I was ready to show the world what Spread Goodness Day was and invite them in. On November 16th of 2017, I had the worst headache that I've ever had in my life. And I remember looking at my hands on the ground and just thinking, like, what is happening? I remember the doctor, because I could talk in and out, and I asked him if I was going to die. And he said, I don't know. I usually walk my dog before work, and I didn't, and I almost didn't go to work because it hurt too much. But we had a really busy day, and I got about a half a block from my house, and the best I can describe it is that somebody flipped a switch inside me and it turned off parts of my body. All of a sudden I dropped everything in my hands, and the right side of my body sort of just crumpled to the ground. I remember looking down at my hands and just thinking what's happening to me. I saw one car coming, and it was this blue SUV, and I tried to throw myself at it, and I fell down again. And at that point, I knew I was in trouble. And then I looked up again, and she had stopped the car, and she was running towards me. I tried to grab her, and then she laid down on the ground with me and laid me up in her arms, and she was very comforting. Once the ambulance got there, things kind of got crazy really fast. Like, that's when I knew things were really wrong. I heard him say, "What is your name?" And I said, "My name is Anna." And then you could tell by the looks on their faces that either I wasn't saying my name is Anna or they weren't asking me my name. So I was afraid to go to sleep. I was pretty convinced that if I closed my eyes, I was gonna die. And it was then, I think must have been at least 10 doctors and nurses that is like, the best I can describe it is that they assaulted me with care. They were taking off everything that was on my body as fast as they could. There was just yelling and arms, and like I was just being thrown everywhere, and I couldn't do anything. And I heard them yelling, "It's a stroke and we need a clot buster." And you know, like, I was there, like I was still there, even though I couldn't talk. Like I'm having a stroke? Like, I'm having what? I need a what? I can't die, I'm alone. My mom's not here. I can't die alone. My mom's not here. I can't, no, I'm not done here yet. I'm not done yet. I have to, no, like, I'm not done. And like, I mean, literally screaming at myself in my head, like, no, 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 I cannot die. I'm not done here, this isn't over. The last thing I remember was when they wheeled me to the MRI. Once they put me in, I started screaming. And at that point, they gave me something to sedate me, and that's the last thing I remember in the ER.
Worked so hard for that degree, worked hard at her job. She had a future that was unlimited, you know, and then a stroke. As soon as we pulled into Marquette, we went straight to the hospital to be with Anna and sat with her.
She looked so small in that bed, and she had lost her right side, and she couldn't talk. It was just too hard. It was just too hard. I just remember her saying, "Why?" over and over. Why? That was hard.
I woke up paralyzed. I couldn't talk properly, and I couldn't use the right side of my body. I think even in those first days, I didn't want to give up. I still wanted to fight for like a happy life.
When they told her she needed to stand up at the side of the bed, and I thought, she can't.
They'd say, wiggle your toes. And I'd look at my foot and nothing would move. And then one day, the doctor came in and told me to wiggle my toe. And my little toe wiggled. I think within 2 or 3 days of that toe wiggle, they had me sit up on the side of my bed and they told me I was going to try to walk today. And I don't think any of us expected me to walk that day.
She got up and she was determined she was going to get that leg to go, and she did.
When I seen her walking, just those few steps to get to the restroom, it was the biggest deal. There was so much determination that she was going to walk and she was going to get out of that hospital.
They were doing exercises for my coordination, for my speech, for my, for the sensations, and working on skills that I would use to hopefully someday go back to work.
Mainly the first thing that everyone talked about was how are we going to keep Spread Goodness Day going for Anna.
I think people realized that by helping me with my event, they were helping me with my recovery.
There was a lot of tiredness still. There was a lot of dizziness. There was a lot of appointments. When she had the time, when she had the energy, 100% of her was to do this.
It was always supposed to be a day to celebrate goodness, but I just never dreamed it would be something that would be so important to my life and my healing and my recovery and how much it would bring me. I went to a school, Sandy Knoll Elementary, and they just blew my socks off with their passion for goodness.
When I see a elementary school auditorium full of children listening to my daughter talk about Spread Goodness Day and just telling them that they can do good.
If Spread Goodness Day wasn't on the books and ready to go, I don't know if she would have healed so fast.
Spread Goodness Day is in Anna's heart. That's what she wants to do. She wanted to call attention to the fact that there is much goodness in this world.
I believe in the power of goodness. I would love nothing more than to have the whole world join me for Spread Goodness Day and help change the world.